This is our nightly kick-around of all things World Cup. Peter Welton, Andy Swift, and Lars on World Cup Kick-Around. Brought to you by Pantalones Organic Tequila, The Wolf of Wall Street, and Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Ashraf Hakimi, and that was superbly worked! What a hit by Unahi! At long last, Morocco have liftoff in Houston.
Welcome to World Cup Kick-Around and our coverage of Match Day 24 of aforementioned World Cup for Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket. Don't forget you can find out all the good stuff about the show. Get a shirt, play a game, find a club, see pictures of Andy over at thekickaround.com. I'm here to my left, but to your right, he's there, world's most interesting man and good Canadian, Andy Swift.
Happy 4th, Peter.
Thank you, Andy.
Happy anniversary to your country.
Happy 4th to you, too. And way over there, I don't even know if he took his alto today or not. It is your favorite Norwegian football journalist and mine.
Hi, everyone.
Lars.
Hi, hello. I got a ride from Andy this morning, but I did get an alto home last night. And that's one of those, because we've been doing this all summer, I'm starting to get, drivers I know at this point.
You've made friends.
It's the 4th time I had the driver I had last night.
And what is this driver's name?
Her name's Christina. She's very nice.
Oh, okay.
We've had some nice conversations.
Tell us more.
Just she's a good driver and a good conversationalist.
Okay.
What else do you want to know, Andy?
No, just
I
because
know what
it's
Andy's
nice.
inferring.
Part of Alto's
I do
experience
too,
is
Lars.
that you
Thanks
do
for recognizing
you
that.
do get
I heard the
repeat
little
drivers,
the little
and it's
twinkle
nice.
in
They get
Andy's
to know
eye.
you, and it's just
You say this is an experienced Alto subscriber.
yes, it's nice when you get a repeat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you like the norm? I guess he's now the norm of
Oh
Alto.
yeah, no, it's total Lars.
Like,
I mean,
gets in the car and he goes, "Hey, Lars."
summer
my
of Alto.
parents will get in the car. They start talking soccer, and they bring up Lars on their own.
I wonder if Alto should have some sort of internal ranking, like who's been in their cars the most, because I feel like I'm doing all right there.
You're doing pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I made the joke about this, but yesterday we were driving home, and my wife, well, I didn't see it. My wife goes, "I wonder if Lars is in the Alto." And sure enough, to the right, at red light, there was an Alto.
A good P1.
My wife
listening to the show.
That's actually
Solid P1.
Maybe I was, Catherine. Maybe I was.
Where were you headed, Lars?
Home.
This was going north.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
that's not home for you.
Isn't it?
No, not the direction it would have been heading at that time.
Okay.
It was up by my house.
It's north from here.
No, you're east, but that's my point is where it was in that moment. You
Okay.
definitely were not headed home.
Okay.
If you were in that Alto, you may have been headed to the mall or something. All right. So again, Lars is getting help getting around town while here with Alto. RideAlto.com is a great option for anybody looking for an alternative. They own all their own cars. All their drivers are full-time. You can set all the mood and temperature and climate on the inside. It's easy to use, and you can subscribe to it, or you can do it by the ride. So just go check it out for yourself, especially if you're in town.
Northeast?
Yeah. So
It is to the north to an extent. But it's more east. I'll give you that. I looked it up, everyone.
Just go check it out for yourself. RideAlto.com. Thanks, Alto. We got a lot of stuff to do today. We're going to do our normal 2-hour Saturday special. So we got a lot of room and space to talk about stuff, not try to cram everything in. Yes, we will talk more about what actually transpired yesterday, because while we were on the air last night, the whole Argentina Cape Verde thing was going down, and we were having a really hard time paying attention or talking about the other stuff, much less getting into the details of that, because that was such a wild, hysterical night last night. And I've really enjoyed watching all the recaps and reading everybody's opinions about that this morning. So we'll do that. We'll also do a little USA talk. But I thought first we would get everybody up to date on the current status of what's going to happen tomorrow between England and Mexico. So this was all definitively decided. We are keeping the games where they were already set. Yes, Andy?
That's the latest. Yeah, there was a lot of pushback, and so they will be playing at the regular kickoff time. I think it's at 6 here or 5 here, something like that. Six in Mexico.
I think, let me look it up.
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock here, 6 in Mexico. Go on. That's it.
Was there? I thought there was more news behind this or something.
Well, there's the usual moaning and complaining coming from the English camp about having to play in altitude. They didn't want to move the game time. They're happy that hasn't moved.
Yeah, but wasn't there something about there was a bigger reason than the weather?
Yes. So rumors are trickling out that FIFA was also concerned about safety and security issues related to.
That's what's being briefed anyway.
A volatile situation in the stadium because of all-day drinking and English fans and Mexican fans all getting together to have one big party, and then a game breaks out.
Yes. This is a thing they realized yesterday, not earlier when the draw was made.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Very, very good. Impressive. Very good stuff. Love that for you.
So, but it stays at that time. Things should be okay. I'm a little bit getting a little worn out with the what's coming out of the English camp about having to play in altitude and how FIFA didn't allow them. Like, the only way to combat altitude is to go in 2 weeks early or the day of the game, and FIFA doesn't allow them now to go the day of the game, which, by the way, any competition, the governing body doesn't allow you to go in the day of the game.
Is it what's coming out of the England camp, or is it the steady stream of articles from the English media that annoys you the most?
Tuchel's been quoted.
Yeah, he has, but there's not that much. Like, he's asked the question and he's answering honestly.
Yeah.
They would have preferred to fly in on the day. They don't quite understand why they're not allowed to do that.
Okay, so they haven't been around football ever, which is standard procedure in international competitions.
What are you doing? Why are you doing?
He's just winding me up.
Poking Operation Sandy a little bit.
Does Messi or do Argentina complain when they go to La Paz? Do the Canadians or Americans complain when they play qualifiers at Azteca? Is this not part of being a host country?
As long as they're there when the game starts, why can't they go in on the morning?
Lars, do teams complain about having to go to the Arctic Circle the day before to train MD-1 to play Bodo Glimt?
They don't really.
Plastic.
They don't in Norway domestically. They don't really do it.
No, I'm talking when Bodo Glimt is playing Champions League.
Oh, they complain all the time. The away teams, they hate it.
Yeah, well, but they have to do it.
Yes,
and so just buck up, sailor.
Okay, wind up efforts aside, can Operations Andy explain to us why a team can't fly in on the day?
First of all, if there's any kind of travel delay, then the game gets screwed
up. That's a good reason.
Yeah,
right. I mean, that's the main reason. And then 2, MD-1 is it's an official event day. It allows media to talk to the teams coming in, blah blah blah, all that. This is standard. This is not just a FIFA World Cup.
This is what I wanted. I wanted the listeners to know the exact
UEFA
reason.
does it. CONMEBOL does it. CONCACAF does it. All the confederations do this for their continental tournaments.
Is Thomas Tuchel your favorite manager at the World Cup?
No, because he is also he's just winding me up again. We've had 12
Lars
managers
started this morning posting this stuff to our WhatsApp
We've had 12
group.
managers
play
at Dallas Stadium in this World Cup. Guess which one
Andy
was the
of me.
only one that complained about how close the photographer stood for the national anthem?
Wanted to see the
one
players
out of
sing
12.
the song.
Who was it? It was Thomas Tuchel.
Maybe the other ones just don't love their country as much as Thomas Tuchel loves England.
Yes, right. The German Thomas Tuchel.
He feels these things very strongly.
Rant over. Back to you, Peter.
Oh, it's not over. We still got game day.
Oh, yeah.
How did Canada do?
Canada got spanked, but I'll face up and say it was fair and square and the better team won. I'm not saying altitude or we didn't get to play at home.
You didn't play at altitude. You played indoors.
I know. I'm not.
Below sea level, practically.
I'm not blaming things. And it was Canada paid the price for not finishing first, and they lost host nation benefits, and this is what happens.
Yeah. It is interesting that people seem to not know the history. You would think somebody like Thomas Tuchel understood the histrionics behind host team privileges.
Right.
Like, Mexico gets to play.
I think he probably does.
But then why is he asking and complaining about it? Like, that literally was part of his rant the other day, was this is unfair. They've played here all this time and at altitude. That's too much of a favor.
What I saw was that he was upset that they couldn't fly in on the day.
Oh, no, there was a whole other piece to the rant where he was complaining about the fact that they got this special treatment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'll have to go back and watch it.
Oh, I didn't watch it. I read it. So maybe
Okay.
somebody it was a translation thing. But that just surprised me if, in fact, he was actually complaining about that.
Because I do know that this is a curse of being a football manager, right? Because you get asked questions, and you have two choices. You can answer them honestly, or you can just not answer them. And if you don't answer questions, people think you're boring, and they write mean things about you in the press.
Right.
And then if you answer them, people come ask you,
How about this for an answer?
accuse you of complaining.
How about this for an answer? I don't like this. It's hard on our team. It's a benefit to them, but it's one of the advantages of hosting a World Cup and being the host nation. We'll just have to deal with it. How about that for an honest answer? Why can't he answer like that?
Did he? Okay, maybe. He
Right?
should
I mean,
have.
I'm asking.
I haven't read the quotes. I don't know.
I mean, right? Both can be true. It can suck for your team,
We have a
and
long
it can
show
also be
today.
part of the
Do we
benefits of.
Do we have to start off this way?
No, it's just that if everything is not perfectly aligned for the English, it is like
Yeah, I have enjoyed.
Come on.
I must say the number of English journalists who decided to video themselves jogging around Mexico City to demonstrate the effects
Yes.
of
But isn't that good?
evolution. Well, no, it just was weird that they all had the same idea.
like they went to test it themselves. You know,
I
science
think it's a good
for
idea.
100 years has told
It
us
makes
this.
it a little bit more relatable than just saying, "Oh, look, it's bad."
Yeah, sure.
But it also has very little to do with fitness and everything. It's like you could be the most fit athlete in the world. You get up to elevation, and it's going to affect you.
But that's the whole point. That's the point of those pieces. Look,
Oh,
it affects
okay.
everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
This is how it affects you.
I thought maybe it had something to do with trying to explain that it was about a fitness issue. But
No,
Okay.
It's just
No,
explaining to
that's
people
showing that
yeah.
even a fit person, even though they themselves were not too fit when they were doing that, a fit person will get tired in elevation.
Well, it'll be fun tomorrow, although I'm 99% sure that game will not kick off at kickoff time because there is major
there is
weather
weather?
headed. Yeah, I mean, weather is supposed to be really bad in Mexico City tomorrow night, which was the reason why one of the reasons they initially claimed they were discussing moving. Maybe it was a violence thing, but I mean, that game probably won't kick off for quite a while after game time.
By the way, if you want to complain about the homophobic chant, yes. About how there's security issues around the team hotel and they have to expand that perimeter, yes, which, by the way, they've done, I think. Those are legitimate complaints. Those are legitimate not factual, but things that, okay.
I mean, he says,
Yeah.
The Tuchel says, it's a very beautiful and exciting fixture. There will be lots of obstacles, but this team will be ready for whatever it takes.
Oh.
Like, I don't see the problem with
That's one quote.
Yes. He says that these are challenges for us. Like, he says it's difficult to acclimatize. This is just true. Is he supposed to not say that?
No, he can say that. The players have been saying that.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
no.
that's not what I read
Okay.
in other quotes.
Yeah.
Feel free to send them over.
And then the pundits, too, right?
But this is my point. I think you are being annoyed more at the English
Maybe.
press than the actual people in
Maybe.
the camp. That's kind of
fair.
how this conversation
That's fair.
started.
And they'll turn whatever quotes into to make them sound like they want them to, right? Yes.
Well, to an extent, you can't. To an extent,
No,
there's not a lot you
yeah.
can do with quotes, but it's more a case of that.
I think-
there's column inches to fill. There's content to be made.
It's
You have to
fair
cook
point.
a soup on
Yes.
this. What we have.
I have fallen for. They got me again. The British media.
It's just something
got
that
me again.
I got
It's
annoyed by
just-
Jonathan Wilson the other day. So
it's just something that
you
we
know.
bump up to a lot in the Premier League coverage is that we conflate a team's fan base whining a lot with the team being whiny. And I may or may not be talking about Arsenal right now. It's something that when we spend a lot of time on social media, because this one message of complaint gets sent into our eyeballs constantly, we sometimes forget that it's often people around the people complaining,
because
not
we're
the
human
actual.
and we've confused. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be, like I said, I'm curious how all this plays out tomorrow because the other thing, and we'll talk about it here in a bit, you know, they're going to kick off this game here in an hour and a half in Philly, and it's 102 degrees.
That's also bad.
And I'm shocked they're going to try to play this game in this weather and not delay it till later. I know why you explained yesterday they're not playing night games tonight because it's the, July 4th and all the stuff going on, but that's going to affect the quality of the game no matter who's playing it. So that's a bit surprising to me. So the weather is now, I mean, we've gone through this entire tournament really not having weather issues. We had the one game that got delayed for a bit, but the heat and the rain and all that hasn't been much of a story. Now, suddenly, at this point of the tournament, you just wonder how much more of a story it's going to continue to be. The other thing that we keep hearing about is the rumor, and Lars, you may be more up to date on this than I am, about Klopp and his, taking.
Yeah. So that's him taking Germany. That's more of a rumor. I mean, he has said in public, on the record in public that the German FA have been in touch with him, and he has said that he is recharged and ready to go to work again. So that seems extremely likely to be happening.
Interesting. How do you feel about Klopp taking over a national team?
I think it makes total sense, because I think if he was starting to feel burnt out by club management, and that's why he stepped away from Liverpool, if he's now feeling that he's interested in coaching again, international management is a very logical sort of halfway house. Like, instead of stepping straight back into day-to-day management, you can, if you still want some semblance of a work-life balance, then international management is much better for you than club management.
So, question, is Klopp the kind of manager whose style of management and style of play translates well to a national team?
I think so, because I think his most important qualities are culture, building a culture, and motivation, I would say. It's not that he's not a good tactician, but that's not the thing that you buy Klopp. What you get Klopp for is his ability to create a culture and to give the team belief. This idea that you can wake up every day and be better than you were yesterday, because Liverpool were in this sort of funk where they've had a couple of managers and they lived with the pressure of having been essentially the best team in the world in the 80s and having never really gotten back to that. And every manager, like guys like Roy Hodgson and even to an extent Rafa Benitez, even though he did better, they all just kind of came in and felt the weight of, like, this is a club, a lot of what United are dealing with now. This is a club that should be winning, but it's currently so far away from that, and it was hard to bridge the gap, and they all became really defensive. Again, Hodgson being the worst example. Klopp came in and told everyone to believe. He's a little bit like, there is a hint of the German Ted Lasso about him. Like, you just kind of believe.
He's the German Jesse Marsch.
You know what? I hate that, but it's also not wrong. There's an element of that, and I think that translates well to the international scene.
Interesting. Okay. All right, we'll keep everybody posted on that. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just looking for Tuchel comments, but I mean, he has said it's a disadvantage. We'll just have to deal with it. He also said it's unfair.
Okay.
Do we need to do an official fact-checking segment?
Out. Done.
Okay.
No, he did. Yeah, he did say, he was asked if it's unfair. He said yes, it's a huge advantage for Mexico. But he
doesn't really say it's unfair. The question was posed to him that way, and that's your point, right? So that's media.
The longer segment, if we have time, he says, and I'm quoting Tuchel, the recommendation is that you either go 10 days before, which is too long for us, or last minute, which is not allowed by FIFA. We have spoken to the teams who do it, and they say they travel very, very late on the match day. If they cannot have time to adapt, we must find a mixture in between. I will say that it will stay as a disadvantage. So he is saying it's a disadvantage.
Yeah. It was the unfair comment, but I think that was kind of fabricated a little bit by media. It's good. I'm good.
I have a feeling that if you, in the run-up to this game, read only things he has said, you would be less peeved off than if you saw all the headlines and all the people on social media.
No, fair point. Yep.
All right. Very good. Before we go, it is time now for Andy's daily World Cup quiz question of the day.
Well, Canada was the first of the CONCACAF teams this World Cup to fail advance to the, round of 16. So to advance from the round of 16 to the quarterfinals. Mexico still has a chance. Of course, the U.S. has a chance on Monday. Easy question, Peter. If you get this wrong, I will never talk to you again. Name the last.
Oh, jeez.
Name the last CONCACAF team to have reached the quarterfinals of a modern World Cup. Let's say from 1950 forward.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
Did you just give up today?
No, that's the question.
No. I'm just like that. You say easy peasy, but I just wonder. It just doesn't.
I need you guys to get a win so that the quiz question keeps going and you don't
like throwing his bones.
So
it's
you don't like
2-2, so it's finely poised. We've gotten one right each over the 57 episodes we've done so far.
Oh, I'm looking forward to the rest of the show today. When we come back, we will review Canada Donut, Morocco 3, and preview the big game in Philly next on World Cup Kick-Around. Welcome back to World Cup Kick-Around. So, boys, I was at a store. I won't describe what kind of store, but it was a store that had World
I'm
Cup
intrigued now.
World Cup stickers.
What kind of store?
It doesn't make any difference. It's a place that had World Cup stickers in it.
Okay.
And I decided, this is a bit, Lars, that Andy and I, was it the very first World Cup kick-around we did this?
Correct.
Which was the great Panini sticker battle. What did we call it? Panini Wars or Sticker Wars?
Panini Wars.
Panini Wars. It's like goalie wars, but less dynamic.
So, Lars, the theory of this game, or the model, I don't know what the right word is, the way this game is structured is that we're going to make you the judge, the arbiter. And then Andy and I each get a pack, and in a pack there are 7 stickers.
Yeah.
The whole point of this is to fill up your sticker book and drive sales, which is a genius model, by the way.
Very good model.
And then it is up to Andy and I each to look through the 7 cards in a pack and select which of our cards we think is the coolest or best player or most valuable. It's whatever we right? Isn't that the best way to describe it?
Yes, it's whoever we think Lars will pick. Like if you get a Norwegian national team player, probably pick that because Lars will be favorable.
Come on.
It doesn't have to be the best
Messi,
player.
Then,
It'll be the player you want to win that
It doesn't
battle.
have to be the best one.
So here, let's use a great example.
Okay, so if you get Cristiano, then that's a bad move.
That's
I'm the judge.
don't handle. But here's a good one. If I had Erling Haaland, but you had the kid from Cape Verde that hit the banger last night to tie the game, and we hand those 2 to Lars because we hand them to you anonymously. You don't know
I don't know.
whose card.
I
You can't. Yeah, because otherwise you'll just pick Andy every
No,
time.
it would be fun. Since he's already a little annoyed today, I would pick you constantly.
Which of those 2 would you pick in an Panini War? Would it be Erling Haaland or the kid that hit the banger?
Well, obviously,
last night?
Erling Haaland. Come on.
Really? Still over the kid that hit the
It's
tying
his favorite player.
Okay. All right. So for you and I, it's part of the strategy.
Yes.
Is which one do we
Clearly.
think?
Listen,
so right
I wrote
now,
a book that got translated to 8 languages. I'm picking Erling Haaland.
Fair enough. All right. I am opening mine. Andy is opening his first pack. Now, now, Andy, in some of these packs, there are the special cards like full team or.
Yeah, those don't count.
So just players.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going through mine. We probably should have done this already.
I already got mine. Do I hand it to him? No.
No, don't. We got to figure out a way to do this without.
Give it to me now.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll do this. I'll do like this, right?
Okay, so so there's 2 cards. One of them is mine, one of them is Andy. He's handing them to Lars. Lars doesn't know which Panini sticker applies to me or him.
So I'm looking at the first one now.
So just tell everybody what the card is.
Okay, so the first one is Omar Marmoush, who just played at the Dallas Stadium. Didn't play very well, but that's a strong, he's at Man City. It's not a bad one.
Okay. That's a big dollar player.
The second one is Jedi Robinson. I do think we have to go Jedi Robinson with this one.
I am winner.
Lucky.
I get your stickers.
Okay.
It's not a great pack if Marmoush was the best you could do.
Yeah,
it's not ideal.
No, it was.
So that's how Panini Wars
That's
is
the risk
played.
with the
I had a
Panini.
couple Saudi Arabians. And,
yeah, that's not going to work.
Dixon, you like this game?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah,
my
you
mic was
can-
off to the side.
You can play. Maybe Dixon can be in on the next one.
I was
third-
never a big trading card guy, but something about the World Cup.
So, Andy, I was killing time with Sticker Wars because I'm sorry, buddy.
What is there to talk about? No. Hey,
Morocco, the first round of 16 game. We're going to do a whole round of 16 preview before the end of the show today, but we already have one of them out of the way. It was Canada and Morocco down in Houston.
Canada and Croatia done in 3 days. It's a tough one, Frank.
That is a quick turn. How long did Morocco have? What was their turn on this? Was it 4? Did they go through the day before?
No. I mean,
no.
as in
He's
terms
talking
of
about my teams
Andy's
going
teams
out
going
like that, like
yeah.
bam, bam, and
I
I'm
thought
done.
you. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andy.
I feel like Chile is going to be eliminated any minute now, even though
yeah,
they're not in the
okay.
tournament.
See, Norway makes it to the World Cup for the first time in I don't know how long, and now he's just like this, and we're undefeated against Brazil, and Erling Haaland, and cowboy boots, and all this. Yeah,
Lars has got a whole
he's on a roll, man.
pillage vibe about him I wasn't aware of.
So Canada was good in the first quarter of this match, but then when they hit the hydration break, I feel like after the first TV timeout and we headed into the second quarter, the team dropped off a little bit, and then by the second half, it was all Morocco.
I think the problem here is that, I mean, they were good in the first half in particular. First quarter, yes, but just generally, they looked like the better team in the first half. There weren't a ton of chances, and this is the issue.
You used quarter.
They weren't.
Is this the first?
It's not break.
Oh, okay.
Well, listen, it is what it is.
He's assimilating.
I'm not.
Sorry, go on.
I'm calling a spade a spade. I'm
Yeah.
sure
Yeah,
Johnny
yeah,
would
yeah.
prefer to let us just
Peter
ignore
didn't
this.
mean to say you're assimilating. You're not. You're very much against it. You're just rolling with it. Okay, got it. So anyway,
I meant it.
they were the better team or they had a good first half.
I'm
right?
trying to be nice and not talk about how bad this is all the time because we're
Fair
trying to be
enough.
positive
Yes.
on this show.
Right. Yes.
If you want to open the door to that, let's
No,
go.
sorry.
no,
Okay.
no.
Staying on the tournament.
Uncle.
The booing around the stadiums is enough for us to know that it's
Good. It's
not a good
heartening
idea.
because actual football fans know that this is
Right.
bad.
He's
It
calling
is.
it.
It's
yes.
the worst. I agree with you, Lars.
It's not good.
I
but
very much enjoyed Alexi Lala saying like this is people are against it just because it's American. I was like, well,
No,
the
it was
majority
FIFA.
American
It's
crowds at this stadium
Yeah.
seems to.
Okay.
Anyway,
Back to Canada 0, Morocco 3.
don't open the door if you don't want to go through
Fair
it, my
enough.
friend.
Fair enough.
Like, okay, I think the issue with this game from Canada's perspective, and I don't necessarily think Coach Jesse is wrong in taking this approach, but because they burn off a lot of energy early doors, trying to press high, trying to get at them, and when you then and they succeeded at that. Morocco were bad in the first half. Canada stopped them from doing the things they wanted to do, and we should credit them for that. That's not an easy thing to do. Morocco looked bad in the first half because Canada made them look bad. The problem was they didn't score.
Yeah.
And when you're burning off a lot of the gunpowder that you got in the tank for that, the game's
Even
not-
when you're in an air-conditioned NFL world.
we were saying this. That they were so energy on that it wasn't gonna it couldn't last.
you're gonna need to get a goal when
So
you're having this.
I didn't get to see a lot of the first half because I was in transit down here. But when I did,
that's a
I got out of the
fancy word.
car and I noticed. Well, it's actually 2 words. They commented that there had been 7 yellow cards issued already, and I was curious: did something happen? Was there?
It
Like,
got feisty.
was it Jesse Marsh fight level feisty, or
I
was
want
it?
to give Lars some kudos, first of all, though, because yesterday, I think on air, you said you were thinking about making your
It was
your
either on
lock,
air or off
yeah.
air, but I was looking at I wanted to change my mind about my lock, which landed, by the way. But I wanted cards in this game.
So he
lots of
saw
yellow cards
something.
because I
And
just kind of had a feeling this
Is
would
that
be
what
aggro.
you expected then? The feistiness
I just think
from both
Coach
sides?
Jesse's boys would go down swinging, and I think the Moroccans are not necessarily an aggro team, but I think it's in their it's kind of a little bit in their character that if you step to them, they're going to respond.
Yeah.
And that is very much what happened. It wasn't a nasty game, but there was just a lot of little challenges that were just a little bit much, and no one wanted to step down from anything.
Interesting. Okay.
Provided, and we're going to talk here Paraguay, France, but let's just pretend France wins. They play Morocco, right?
That's going to be wild.
That's going to be.
Yeah.
They've already played in World Cup, so
Yeah, no, that would be that's going to be it. Well, that could be a tremendous game. Morocco ends up winning the game 3-0. Was there ever a moment in the game, Andy, that you as a Canadian fan felt like that you were in it still, or there was still
the first
even
half.
after they went up a goal? Did you ever feel like Canada
yes.
cooked at that point? Or
no, because after Canada went down a goal, they did then reestablish a little bit of the initiative and fairly-ish came close on one or two occasions, had a chance, but I think Morocco showed that they were the better team. They're a team to be reckoned with in this tournament. I think a quarterfinal position for Morocco is not unexpected, and it's deserved. And I think a lot of fans are happy too that Morocco has advanced this far because they're a fun team to watch in many ways.
This is, I will say, one of the games where I don't feel the stats really tell the full story, because Morocco actually just had 5 shots over the 90 minutes, which obviously isn't a lot. That's a very low number. But watching the game, my feeling was that Morocco were ready for Canada to come out hot and firing, and that they were kind of thinking, okay, this game is 90 minutes. We're gonna just make sure we don't do anything stupid, and trust that in the end our quality is going to win through. And that's essentially what happened in the second half.
Yep.
And I don't, again, there was a slight talent mismatch here. I don't think this was a bad effort by Canada at all, and I don't think they deserve to be, mocked or made fun of. I think they did what they could against a strong opponent.
Yep.
So I, as an American, will sorry, Andy, a little bit of what was the word I'm trying to think of?
What are you
Is
try-
it
what-
Schadenfreude?
yeah, right.
Whatever the German word is for glee.
Schadenfreude?
Yeah, thank you. Because I giggled a lot over Jesse Marsh's
Yes,
quote
I mean,
yesterday.
I can understand your perspective as a U.S. national team supporter and his comments and his actions, and I get it.
For those who haven't heard it, yesterday or the other day, Jesse was asked about the U.S. team, and he said somebody wishing he would be, come and coach the U.S. someday, and he said, he wishes. What did he say here? He says, "I will never coach the U.S. national team ever. Period." And that's no problem. There was a possibility of me at one point, but I'm done with it. I don't even care anymore. I don't wish ill will against the U.S. I want the U.S. to do well. I like Pochettino, and I like a bunch of the players, but people need to stop making a deal out of me in the U.S.
Wait, pause. Did they ask about me?
He does have a little bit of spurned boyfriend energy to him about the whole thing.
Yeah. So without taking shots at more successful journalists than myself, there's a piece on Jesse Marsh in Time magazine here, and the headline is, "Canada coach Jesse Marsh does not care what you think of him." That is the headline for the interview, and I was like, I think he does. I think whatever you say.
Yeah, and that comes out of the quotes from the last game when he says, "I don't give an S what people think about me."
And as, by the way, as a coach, I don't think the job he's done in this tournament deserves mockery at all. I think Canada got out of a group that, I wasn't sure that they got out of the group. There's not the strongest soccer team in the world. I don't think he did anything wrong in this game. They got through against South Africa. So I think as his job as a Canada coach, I think he's done a perfectly fine job. But there is something about the way he carries himself and speaks that sometimes makes it a little hard.
Just
to
irritates
not,
people,
yeah.
rubs people the wrong way.
And he very clearly does care what people think of him. Like, this is the most obvious thing. Like,
100%. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So Canada out, Morocco progresses. They will play the winner of the game that is about to kick off at 4 o'clock in Philly, where it is currently 101 degrees in an open-air stadium.
It's like all the concerns that we had about weather, as Europeans, that you've done a very good job explaining why we don't need to worry about this and this and that. All the worst fears we have are all coming true in Philly today.
Yeah. So France has not had to travel a lot. They've played all their games in the Northeast. That's an advantage to them. Paraguay has been on the West Coast, middle, and east, blah, blah, blah. So, but weather-wise, both teams are going to suffer here. The game will slow down. Who does that benefit, Lars?
It benefits Paraguay by a lot.
Yeah.
And this is, we baked this into our predictions yesterday. I think we said 2-0 or something.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Pun is always intended, Peter, even when it's not. We baked it into the predictions because normally I'd say, all right, Canada will get a goal. That opens the floodgates and the lads go crazy and it's a 4-5-0, something like this. But I think this could be tight just because that no one's going to want to move.
Yeah.
And I think the second France get a goal, they're just going to be, okay, we're done with that. Let's just,
Yeah, the other side effect of this is the winner of this game is going to be zapped.
Yeah.
And so that'll benefit Morocco.
Yeah. Where is that? Hold on, let me look at that. Where would that game be?
In the Northeast. France stays in the
It's Gillette. It would be in Boston on July 9th at 3 in the afternoon.
France stays in the Northeast until they advance to the semis, if they do, and then they would play that game here.
Yeah, I think we all, like Laura said, we predicted low score. I think that's probably the likely outcome here. I think they also should consider doing the beer league standard, which is on days like today, we don't do 2 hydration breaks one a half. We do 2 a half.
Do you want to see Lars's head blow up?
No, but I think, listen, I'm not, just to be clear,
you're not anti-player safety.
I'm not anti-hydration breaks when they're necessary. I'm anti-Gianni Infantino changing the format of a sport that he has no mandate to change the format of just to make more money in the next television
now
deal.
You opened up the can of worms. It was me earlier. Now you did it.
I was just making a beer league joke.
Okay, but in this game, clearly you need hydration breaks. And what I'm also wondering...
And umbrellas to
are the
shade
people going to
everybody.
boo when they have them?
That's an interesting point. In this case, maybe they won't boo.
Yeah.
In this place, they'll be too tired and sweaty to boo.
And you shouldn't boo a hydration break when it's 105 degrees.
No, in this case, it's warranted. It's
or
entirely
40.
warranted.
What is 105?
I wonder
about 40?
what do you guys think the heat will do to the way the game goes? Aside from the fact that it'll be very hot, are we looking at cards again? Will there be an
warm weather, like hot weather, not warm weather. Hot weather makes you grumpier.
Yes.
It like your emotions. You have less tolerance for things being done to you. And so, I think it's probably...
the cliche of countries from hot climates that those people tend to be a little bit more dramatic, whereas we are the stoic Nordics because we're always cold. Is that how that works?
Probably. We're running really late, but Lars,
Okay.
I just put it into your vernacular. It's 38.
Yes. Yeah, it's hot.
That's bad for you.
It's real bad.
Game time, it'll be 41.
Imagine, the English complain when it's 28. Like,
yeah, it'll be 41 at game time.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep everybody posted if they decide to push the game, which I haven't seen anything about that, so I think they're going to go ahead and try to pull this off, but whatever. All right, when we come back, yesterday was one of the bonkiest days of the World Cup so far. We barely really got to talk about it. We'll try to do it again next on World Cup Kick-Around. Welcome back to World Cup Kick-Around. We were talking about France and Paraguay kicking off here in a little bit. Just real quick, the lineups have been announced. So Paraguay is going to throw out a front two, one of which plays at Atlanta United and the other one plays at Strasbourg. And they've got a midfielder that plays in Vancouver, somebody that plays at Brighton, and then somebody at River Plate. So that's kind of their front five.
France should be able to match that.
France's front four: Real Madrid, 2 from PSG, and 1 from Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Seems, a front line of Mbappe, Olise, Barcola, and Dembele.
One team is not the favorite to win the World Cup. The other one is.
It just seems unfair. Could they give other teams like a gimme goal up front?
I say that, but has Spain overtaken France once again as the favorite? Because France overtook Spain after that bad start by Spain. No, you still think France? Yeah,
okay. I still.
I'm just from betters or the
betters. France are favorites.
Okay,
and actually because Spain are on the perceived harder side of the bracket, actually the betting odds on Argentina were shorter than Spain a little while ago.
Yeah. Okay. Because Spain has to go through France.
Yeah.
Lars, on a list of clubs in terms of their level of gravitas or importance or value, which one is the least of this list? The ones that I just gave you: AC Milan, Roma, Arsenal, Barcelona, or Aston Villa?
What about these places?
So of all those clubs, which one would you say is like the one that would be at the bottom of the ranking?
Aston Villa?
Yeah, that's
probably.
That's
not financially anymore, but you know.
Yeah, but my point being is that's the makeup of the team France is throwing out there today, and the one club. Yeah, what are you saying?
That's the bottom one.
Right
now, give me the top one from Paraguay.
Luca Digne for Aston Villa, isn't it?
Is it Strasbourg?
It might. No, Gomez. It plays at Brighton. There's a guy from River Plate, Galarraza, who's been really good for them. That guy's been all over the place. He's at River Plate.
So that's the top end.
Alderete had a really great season for Sunderland in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's right.
It's probably in CISO, even if it's at.
He's at Strasbourg now, but he'd been.
Star,
yeah.
Right. And Strasbourg is essentially Chelsea's B team.
It's just interesting. We're at this point of the tournament, and there's this great disparity. But France is just going to do that to pretty much anybody they face at this point.
I'm going to throw this out there. Is it interesting that France are just going full send all our starters in this? Or it's just because it's a knockout game in the World Cup and you don't take any risks?
No, I think what they do is they go out there and they get a 2-3 goal lead and start taking people off as soon as they can because of the heat.
Because I had this galaxy brain theory that maybe because you're going to try to unlock Paraguay in what is presumably going to be a slow game, that would be Ryan Cherky time.
Yeah,
because of his incredible close control.
If things are not working, maybe.
Yeah.
But
I feel like he's the guy who above everyone. But then of course Olise and Mbappe, you want to really let that connection continue to grow.
Now rotations, like you rotate through those first 4 games.
Drinking matcha.
Yeah. Mate.
Sorry, mate. Yeah. Sorry.
They all do. Who?
The Paraguayans?
Yeah, they have that custom too.
I know. It's just funny to me. All right. So were you about to finish a thought? I'm sorry.
No, that the rotation, I think the strong teams now won't rotate as much, but it's the depth comes in as the substitutes come on. That's really.
Yesterday was a wild and crazy day in the World Cup. We were trying to do the show last night when the whole calamity of Argentina and Cape Verde was taking place. And if you haven't gone back and listened to last night's show or you didn't get to hear it live, I think it's pretty entertaining. Listen, but since then, Colombia then also played Ghana. Colombia ended up winning that game.
Lars is locked, baby. 4 in a row.
Lars is locked.
Here we go.
100% all the way through. Congratulations, Lars.
From what I saw without volume and just watching it at 80% attention, it seemed Colombia was the
It was actually
was the clear protagonist in this match. They just didn't score.
It was a slightly ridiculous game because Ghana, of course, they play the way they do under Queiroz. We've all seen that earlier in the tournament. But here's the thing: Colombia scored pretty early. Colombia took a 1-0 lead after 14 minutes, and Ghana kept doing the thing that they were doing. So they were sat there.
So weird.
They were sat there with every single player in their own half, no interest in pressing, but they were a goal down. So you had like long sequences of play where the Colombian center halves were just kind of passing it to each other, going, "What's happening? Like, why are they not trying to do anything?"
Is Queiroz thinking there that he's just going to store everything up for a 15-minute onslaught?
Or
to
just
try
that
to
he
tie
genuinely he believes in this game plan. It's the Egil Olsen thing. He did this with Norway as well. Like he believes our best bet is to have them come on to us so we can counterattack against them. And then when you go a goal down, it was a crazy thing to see in the second half in particular when they weren't just doing anything.
Ghana was one of the 9 teams from Africa that advanced to the round of 32. 9 out of 10 African teams advanced. But really, so far, I mean, Morocco is the only one showing anything. All the other ones, except for Egypt, and we'll talk about that here in a second, did not advance into the round of 16. So there's still a gulf there, I guess.
I just think, again, they got out of a group. That's well done to them. But it was bizarre watching this in the second half when they were 1-0 down, and they're just like, they had 2 shots in the entire second half. They weren't even trying to. It was ridiculous.
Think Carlos will keep his job?
I mean, what I know is that he will be back. Like
somebody will hire him.
He will be back. Next World Cup, he'll be there boring the heck out of us with someone there as well. And then we were joking earlier in the tournament that we should put together some kind of 11 of like players you only see or think about at the World Cup. Like whoever we put in that 11, Carlos Queiroz will be coaching them.
He's the new Bora Milutinovic.
Yes. Colombia progresses to play Switzerland in Vancouver on the 7th at 3 o'clock. That'll be a quarterfinal. That'll probably be the least interesting of the quarterfinal games.
Probably, but that's just the Swiss effect.
Well, we don't
round of
yet.
16 games, sorry.
Oh.
No.
I think Colombia, because they're quite feisty, and I mean that in like they play with a lot of energy, with a lot of endeavor. They're maybe not the best, like, finely tuned collective in the world. But I've found them broadly likable to watch Colombia in the games I've seen, even though they've come up against a couple of really defensive teams that have made it difficult for them. It's been enjoyable.
Alternate dark horse.
Yeah,
after
I think that's a good show.
I think
Colombia?
Colombia was.
I think it's a tight game. I think it's quite evenly matched.
I'm enjoying the Australian coach catching a lot of heat and being asked a lot of questions about his selection of PK takers.
Why does an 18-year-old defender take the 4th penalty kick?
And
Not just but the 4th, which is statistically the most likely one to be decisive.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the most important one.
And having the other center back, who's I heard somewhere or read somewhere he had never taken a PK before.
What are we even doing here?
I don't know. Is it just the 5 guys that said, I'll take
step
one?
up.
I always want to. Okay, so the young guy, at least I've seen, gave post-match quotes where he said that he's been making penalties in training all week and that they have been practicing. So maybe it was based on who was good in training.
That's wild.
But I don't know. Like Harry Sutar is a 6'6" central defender. He is very much the guy who stands at the back and heads the ball away. He actually has a good scoring record with the national team. He scored 11 goals, but I guess
they're all headers.
I guess as a 6'6" defender in the Asian Confederation, you have a couple of physical mismatches on set pieces there. So that's probably where that comes from.
Law of the game allow you to flick the ball up and you can head it in? No, you can't do that. No.
Come on. Apologies.
So
P1s.
offended Andy is. And then, of course, as we were on the air, it was Argentina and Cape Verde. What scenes? The highest drama.
Yes, so a lot of people new to the game watching it because they're watching World Cup. It's always on, and so many this game could be their introduction into a long career of soccer fandom because it was so great.
It really was great. You know, I had this weird moment at the end of the game where I was like, wait a second, is this good? Like, the whole thing was just so remarkable and so wild. The idea that Cape Verde might just bounce the defending champs.
Yeah. So I think the point to make about Cape Verde and Lars, in that extra time period when we all expected, this is where Argentina steps up. They're the defending champions, one of the world superpowers. It was Argentina that wilted in that heat and humidity, and Cape Verde actually was in better shape. Now, Argentina is not a warm weather country. I mean, they're a continental climate. So I can understand how the heat and humidity in Miami was better for Cape Verde.
Yeah, and I did say it on air. Like, I couldn't put a finger on why, but in extra time I was like, I don't think this is done. Like, it's just the pattern of the game was that Cape Verde looks like they still had some gas in the tank. And the only thing I'll take away from this, it was an all-time, entertaining, glorious World Cup game. But the big picture things I take away from this is Argentina. Because they looked very tired in a way I'm not expecting them to look in the last 16. And the Irish football writer Gavin Cooney made the point online that, Argentina are very good when Messi is just walking around, but they're not very good when everyone else are walking around as well. Like,
and Messi's
you
running
need the other guys.
Everybody else is walking.
This is how you get away with Messi just walking around a lot of the time.
Is everybody doing all the double work?
Yeah,
yes.
they looked slow and sluggish and tired towards the end.
Yeah, they really did. And man, boy, they looked so relieved to a man after the game.
Worried after that second goal, which was a banger, the upper 90. By the way, one of the best goals of this World Cup, if not the best up to now. And have we ever seen...
It's an iconic goal.
Yes, and an iconic celebration. Have we ever seen a celebration where the player goes up in the stands, seeks out his very attractive partner?
What if she wasn't attractive?
I'm sure that has
Does that
happened.
make a difference to you?
Okay, partner. God. And celebrates with her or him one day maybe in the stands. We've never seen something like that.
Have we not?
Not in the middle of the game.
Because the Norway coach did it at full time.
Yeah,
he
full
went
time.
to his wife.
Did the Uruguayan coach run over and grab his wife out of the stands?
After full time.
Oh, I thought that was after
the Ecuadorian
goal.
coach.
Ecuadorian coach. That's what
after full time.
Mid-game, they often run to like the coaches or maybe
not
a physio
mid-game.
or something.
Well, it was when it was, just so the P1s know, while it was happening, I think we were in commercial break, and Andy was like, dude, you're going to get a card. What are you doing? Don't get a card.
Yeah.
And
did he get a card?
I don't think he ever got a card for
Good
it.
for him.
The ref saw his wife, girlfriend, and went, okay, I can't give you a yellow for that.
Yeah, I understand.
So Argentina moves on. They will play Egypt, the winner of the game over Australia.
I mean, this is... I was making fun of the U.S.
And they'll do it indoors in Atlanta, by the way, too.
Yeah. So and this bracket it's a wild thing. They play Egypt in the round of 16, and of course, if they win, it's Switzerland or Colombia, which isn't the worst quarterfinal opponent you can get in the World Cup. So really, the first genuine world power you're going to face is in the semis, where they bump into
hold on a second.
Mexico, Norway, Brazil, or England.
Andy, you're the expert. Argentina, Colombia. What was their qualifying record against each other this round? Do you remember? You don't have to. You can look it up. We can talk about it.
I think it was a win each.
Man, I'm telling you, I think that's a better quarterfinal than we're giving it credit for.
I think it'll be good.
That would be unbelievable.
Of course, at this rate, maybe the Swiss will go through.
Very good. All right, we're super late. We got to go. When we come back, let's do a larger overview of the round of 16 to come. We'll do it next here on World Cup KickAround. Our buddy Lars got requested or was asked and executed an outstanding article for The Guardian yesterday about Brazil, and we're going to get him to talk about that a little bit more.
About Norway.
About Norway and the fact that they're playing Brazil. I was looking at the word Brazil on my run sheet, and it overrode my brain. So we'll ask Lars to speak about that here in about 15, 20 minutes. But first, let's, real quick, what were we were just we were just noticing something as they were doing the warm-ups for France-Paraguay.
That they look very lethargic.
It looks pretty pokey already.
Yes, they're just kind of walking
whose
around
idea was
a
it to
little
play
bit.
this game in a sauna?
So I know somebody at home is listening to this, maybe just turned on the radio, but you are the official match commissioner.
Oh, no.
If you were in doing an official CONCACAF game and it was 102 degrees, what are the options? I guess my question: are you surprised they're trying to pull this off?
Yeah, as the match commissioner, you wouldn't have in a tournament like this. It wouldn't be up to you. That would be HQ. Anytime you move kickoff, that goes to HQ. In this case, it's FIFA that would have to decide: is it prudent to move the game up? Forward, delay delay kickoff.
Yeah, as we've discussed,
a couple hours. But in Philadelphia, I don't know if this is taken into consideration and one of the factors that they keep in it at this time. I believe in Philly, public transportation cuts off at a certain time. I still think a 6 o'clock kick, local time, would be okay.
Right.
And it's not as hot, right? But who knows?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the knock-on effect. So whatever it means, it does lead into whoever will play Morocco in the quarterfinals, and we are now starting to get a real a look at what the quarterfinals are going to look like coming up, starting here soon. So
Morocco's coming from Cali, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So travel is a factor for them. Whoever wins this match, the recovery from this match is going to be their factor. They'll stay in the Northeast, so maybe that evens out a little bit.
So in the round of 16, we have started playing some of these games.
Yeah. Can I do a quick recap of how we did in our prediction contest for the round of 32?
Yes.
So now the round of 32 is
Not
complete.
looking forward to this.
No, you shouldn't. So now, as I said, the cream starts rising to the top once you get to the knockout rounds. And Dixon, you're still strong, but now one certain Andy is matching you round of 32. Not enough for me to catch Lars, because Lars had a great group stage. Dixon, you're slightly now ahead of Lars overall.
Wow.
Because your round of 32 was strong. You had 3 correct exact scores, but where you and I pulled away from the rest of the pack, we picked more outcomes correctly, 1 more each, but the exact scores, you had 1 extra than we did, and then the goal difference advantage. We had several games where we got the goal difference right. These 2 yahoos did not. But Lars,
Wait,
you
who are the 2 yahoos, Lars and me?
Yes, but Lars, but I think it's just you, because now you're clearly bringing up the caboose, and Lars, you and Dixon are still top of class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dixon is doing really well.
I'm starting to catch up.
I've been impressed with Dixon throughout this tournament.
Andy,
Thanks for following me back on Twitter.
Do you have this on some sort of spreadsheet?
I do.
Can you send that to me so we can share it with the P1 that explains your point system and everything?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Let's figure that out.
I'll format it nice. So
okay.
That,
I think the P1 would enjoy keeping track of this. And we can put it up on our Twitter account.
There you go.
At the KickAround. We'll do it later on.
Peter doesn't like it that everything's vague. He's last, but it's vague. No, I need hard data here. I need to
It's the
confirm.
mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
He doesn't trust them.
I won't change it at all before I post it online. Not at all. All right. So now we are to the round of 16. We've already had a game or 2. Morocco beat Canada earlier today. We're about to get the French and the Paraguayans. But now we have a whole host of interesting games, and we've got the Brazil-Norway game. We've got Mexico-England tomorrow night.
I think that's the kind of the game of this round.
Portugal-Spain?
I think Portugal-Spain is also kind of awesome. I think just the Mexico-England at the Azteca is kind of cool.
It's just the story. Yeah, the
that
storyline.
Is awesome. Like narratively, that's cool.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to open this can of worms again, but
here you
right.
go.
The English are complaining, and it makes it even funnier if they lose potentially.
Yeah.
Like that makes it even more like narrative-tastic.
It's a tough game to handicap, though, because I do
still
think
don't
on
know if
paper
Mexico are any
England's a
good.
better
I have
team.
no idea if
exactly.
Mexico are any good.
Yeah, exactly.
And we also don't know if England are any good, because the
Good
theory
point.
has always been that they will be better against better teams, but we don't know if Mexico are any better.
How do you feel, Peter, about the team you picked to win it all in this game? I mean, clearly you picked them to win this game.
I did.
Right?
Well, I did
pre-tournament.
I think I did pick them to.
Well, you would have had to if you picked them to win the
both
tournament.
Their groups. Yeah, because I guess I would assume that I had them both winning their group.
You still had England winning this game in altitude, whether it was Mexico or
but if
else.
one of them hadn't finished first in their group, they wouldn't have played this game.
No, but I'm saying England would have played in Mexico City in altitude if they finished first, even if Mexico didn't.
Yes, but I think I had them. Anyway, my point being is, knowing what I know now with the context, I really am curious if England can pull this off. Based on what I've seen from England so far, unless suddenly Tuchel's going to flip some sort of on switch that he's been sitting on for a while, I just think the mood and vibe and the pressure of that place is going to be otherworldly.
Yeah. If we look at quadrants, the quadrants leading to each semifinal spot, the Mexico-England quadrant is with the Brazil-Norway match. So one of those 4 teams will reach the semis. I think that might be just like Argentina's quadrant might be actually, if you look at France, Paraguay, Canada, Morocco.
I know.
Morocco now advanced.
Morocco France is going to be a strong quarterfinal unless the Paraguayans can upset. I mean, that would be kind of amazing, but I don't see it happening.
It's a little bit lining up, except for England and Norway. Like one side, South America and Mexico. Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, Mexico, England, Norway.
I actually, did in our pre-tournament predictions. I had Brazil, Norway, and Mexico, England to beat around the 16 games in that quadrant.
Yeah. And I think you had Brazil going all the way through that, right?
Yeah, I did. We'll get to that.
And then the other side has the France-Spain, the dual favorites, plus the U.S. and Belgium.
Right.
And I mentioned the U.S. not in the same breath, but because they're in that, just to show they're in that half.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
It's an interesting group of 16 because now we're in the traditional knockout stage of a World Cup.
Right.
We've gotten past this whole extra dealio that felt like a group stage.
The 72 games to eliminate 16 teams. We're not doing that anymore.
Yes, it was funny when I woke up this morning and I saw people posting actual round of 16 bracket, and it felt like,
now we're there.
Now this feels like the World Cup knockout stage.
Yeah.
And these are the 16 best teams to represent. And we do, and man, I'm telling you, there's some really... I continue to marvel over the fact of all the different potential games we may get as a semifinal here in Dallas, but it probably will be France-Spain.
It's looking like it, but
even just Portugal-Spain here in Dallas in 2 days is kind of a huge deal.
It's juicy.
It's a huge deal. It is. I mean, I would say it's likely Cristiano Ronaldo's last World Cup game. I mean, that's one side of that.
I just want to point out, it is possible that we'll get to a France-Spain semifinal here in Dallas where Spain will have played its knockout games in L.A., Dallas, and L.A., and France will have played its knockout games in New York, Philly, and Boston in all of this heat.
No air condition for you, France.
And so France, for all their superiority, and everybody freaked out about this, man, that's going if you're from this area, you know what the effect long term of that is.
So 2 things. 1, France is not traveling, but they're dealing with heat. 2, Spain is traveling, but no heat.
I think you'd take the no heat, especially given the conditions today.
Yeah. Remember, also, in the knockout rounds, there's less recovery days.
Yeah.
So travel days hamper recovery.
So Spain's path to a game in Dallas would be 4 days between each game. And for France, starting with the round of 32, it was 5... and then 5.
And recovering from heat is also it takes a toll.
Interesting stuff.
I think this game is going to be really fascinating now. I mean, if Paraguay, France.
Yeah.
My feeling is I think France are going to go out hard because I think they'll want to get an early go. Like as much as it's hot and the conditions are bad, I think we'll see them really push from the start because once they get the first goal, you can kind of okay, we're not doing 0-0 in extra time at the very least.
So my question is, Andy, do you have what do you think is the most difficult quadrant of the group of the 4?
I do think it's the Brazil, Norway, Mexico, England quadrant.
Lars?
Yeah, I agree. I'd agree with that.
If the U.S. manages to beat Belgium, is there any way we suddenly think that game against whether it's Portugal or Spain, now you've got the entire country of the U.S. and all of that, now they got Florian Balogun back, assuming nobody else is hurt. Does that change anybody's perspective of now that we know what we know today?
Perspective on being able to beat
the U.S. being in a better would anybody's opinion tomorrow or later this week change about the U.S.'s likelihood of beating a Spain or Portugal in a quarterfinal?
Anything can happen in a quarterfinal, and for the U.S., you're playing with house money. Once you get to the quarters, now you're playing with house money. Now you've had a great tournament, and now anything can happen in a quarterfinal match. If you play Spain, the issue with Spain is that Yamal is probably going to get better as the tournament progresses because he rested early on. But this is why they play the games, and the ball can roll the wrong way. You can get an injury here or there, a dumb red card against the other team, whatever it is. If you're asking me, is the U.S. on par with Spain?
No, I'm not saying that.
No, okay.
I'm just saying
because
that if
they're not.
Let's just say Monday night they put Belgium to the sword without Balogun and win that game by 2 goals, and then they go into a game against either one of those teams, who I'm going to assume that game is going to be a real battle and a test of effort, right? Mm-hmm. And they're going to be a little bit differently worn out than I think the U.S. will be going into that game. I just wonder, Lars, if you think there's any chance people's attitudes about the U.S.'s chances that in that game change.
I know what you're getting at. I still think Portugal or Spain will both be massive favorites against the U.S.
Okay.
You've beaten Bosnia, Paraguay, and Australia.
Oh,
I don't want to be that guy, but I just saw Fox on the television here in the studio had a graphic of the U.S.'s potential route to the final with like where they'll be playing their
brutal,
quarters
right?
and semifinal. I'm just guys, we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit here now.
Okay. All right. Very good.
I'm sorry, Peter, but by the time you get to the quarters and then in whatever, it's depth. It's depth because players will be tired and they just don't have the depth.
I do think
compared to Spain.
Somehow, despite of what happened yesterday, Argentina has the softest of the quadrants.
They do to the semis. They for sure do.
100%. All right. When we take a break, when we come back, Lars is going to speak eloquently about his Norway next on World Cup Kick-Around. Yesterday, the U.S.'s Florian Balogun handled the red card situation better than I did by a long shot, and we'll share his thanks. We'll share his comments here in the next segment. Welcome back to World Cup Kick-Around. We are on again tomorrow. We are doing a show on a Sunday for you tomorrow, and we'll tell you the details about that as well. All right, before we move on, let's do a little bit more sticker wars. Yeah. Again, I bought a box of the stickers that you buy, and you fill in the book and all that, and Andy and I each take a pack. The pack has 7 stickers in it. We each pick what we think is the best sticker out of that pack and anonymously hand them to Lars, who is our sticker judge. I am winning 1-0.
Can confirm that Andy has handed me the stickers, and I have them here in my hand.
Okay. And who is the better of the two? Who are the two? Who are the? Tell us who the second one is.
I'm gonna learn how to do this because this is how Gianni Infantino came to all of our attentions. He was the guy who used to do the draws for UEFA, and he always took a very long time.
Yeah.
And maybe this is the way for me to become FIFA president. To just really, this is
boy, can you imagine a
low.
FIFA led by Lars?
That would be terrible. I would, if possibly, be even drunker with power than Johnny is. All right.
I mean, he's already pretty drunk with Alto power now.
Oh, yes.
Can you imagine him with some FIFA power under his belt?
I can't be having that. Okay, I'm going to take the first one. Ooh, Martin Baturina, the young guy from Croatia who we like.
Interesting.
Yeah, the future of the Croatian national team. We do like him. Plays for Como in Italy. Good player.
Okay.
And the second one is... We got Adrian Rabiot. Okay, so Adrian Rabiot is a better player, but he is quite annoying, and he has, throughout his career, been someone who complains a lot, and he once got put on, he didn't make this front squad, but got put on, a wait list, we might call you up, and he, refused to be on the maybe list or something, and also his mom's his agent. There's a lot going on there. We don't like that. We're taking Martin Baturina.
Oh! Yeah! So Andy now wins round 2, which means now he has all of the stickers.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
Oh.
Rabiot,
it's winner take all, man.
I don't know if that's a good...
We'll do one more round before in the next break and add 2 out of 3. And somebody's going to end up with a whole bunch of stickers.
So the thing about Rabiot, I don't know if there's a good U.S. sports analogy for this. Help me out. So he is an all-action, box-to-box midfielder who has a great range. He covers a lot of stamina, covers a lot of ground, solves a lot of problem for the coach. But weirdly, he has the ego of a temperamental number 10. He has the sort of diva ego of someone who's a very creative player. That's very confusing. You don't see that in the sport very often. And it's why he doesn't get the win here.
I don't think there's an American equivalent to that. At least not off the top of my head. Yeah. You, Andy?
No.
Okay.
Not that I can think of.
Interesting. Well, are you liking Sticker Wars so much?
It's fun. I get to be the judge.
Do you like being the overlord?
It's kind of sad that I don't get to open any myself. But I also know myself that there was one year I started to do the Panini thing and I fell too far into the hole and did it. Because once you get someone offered me the album here in the studio, one of the other guys from one of the other shows, and I turned it down. I gave it back.
You didn't want that drug?
No, because once you start, you end up spending too much money on the stickers.
Yeah. Yeah,
but it
100%.
is fun being the overlord. I'm enjoying that part.
It is. It's a ton of fun. Yesterday, Lars published for The Guardian, which is a very well-known English publication, news outlet, a beautiful essay they asked him to write about his team, Norway.
Wrote it straight off the golf course after playing with Bob.
Nice.
I was channeling my inner Bob Sturm. Yeah,
I think it's interesting because your perspective is the importance and significance of what is happening to your national team.
Yes, I've talked about this a little bit on the show. But the historical context matters a lot in World Cup, and this is something Andy's really good at reminding us all, and it's something I've started internalizing just from spending a lot of time with Andy. Like, it isn't just the 11 names on the team sheet against the 11 other guys. It matters if you've been there before. It matters if you have this institutional memory. And the thing that's worth knowing for like non-soccer heads who are watching Erling Haaland be amazing, and Martin Ødegaard's the captain of Arsenal, and like this is a star-studded big-name group. It's important to notice we've never really done this before. We've been to 2 World Cups before this with what was our last golden generation in the 90s, and we were never any good. Like, we were here in the US for World Cup 94, and we were terrible. We scored 1 goal over the 3 games. We were extremely defensive, and it was a tough group, to be fair to us, but we didn't do very well.
Who was in the group in 94 with you?
It was Mexico, Italy, and Ireland.
Oof.
So famously, that game against Ireland, 0-0, was one of the worst games, and it was so bad. And I think a lot of the players, I know for a fact, a lot of the players came out of that thinking, "Damn, like we were not as good as we could have been in this tournament." Because in qualifying, we were flying. We in this period in the 90s. Little Norway, we got to second in the FIFA rankings by beating England, beating Italy, by beating the Dutch. Like, we were incredible. But when we got to the World Cup in 94, we were terrible. And then we get to World Cup in 98, and we're in the group where we have Scotland, Morocco, who weren't good then compared to what they are now, and we had Brazil. So we played Scotland and Morocco first, and it's a better team now. We got loads of players who are playing in the Premier League in England. We got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for Christ's sakes. We got a lot of really good players. And then we draw against Scotland, and we play a 2-2 draw against Morocco, and it looks like we're going home, and we're playing Brazil in the last game, the game that we were hoping to not need anything from. We got Brazil, actual Brazil. And we were like, oh no, like this great generation, again, stinking it up at a tournament. This is so sad. And the game against Brazil was played in Marseille. Yeah, of course. Very good, Andy. Very good, Peter. It was played in Marseille in 1998, and for like 70 minutes of that game, for a long time, nothing happened, and then Brazil scored. So again, we're definitely going out. But then implausibly, we managed to turn the game around, actually with the current coach, Ståle Solbakken. He was on the bench there. He was in the squad, but he was on the bench, and he made a tactical suggestion. They were about to sub on a fast striker, but we had at that time Jostein Flo, an infamously very tall man. He was like 6'6", 6'7", almost couldn't move because he was a little old, but he was very tall. And Ståle Solbakken, still a player, said to the coach, "Come on, let's put on Jostein. Like, we brought him all this way. Like, surely this is the time to bring on the very tall man." And that ended up really changing the game because the Brazilians didn't have an answer to this mountain of a human that came on. And he started winning some aerial duels, and it allowed us to get a foothold. So actually, Ståle Solbakken did his first bit of coaching for Norway while he was still a player.
That's crazy.
And he started winning some duels, and we managed to get a foothold, and we managed to equalize. And this is a great sort of soccer thing, is that these moments become so incredibly meaningful for people. So I can recite like long lines of the commentary from this moment. I was 11 when this happened, but I remember it still. I've rewatched the games a number of times. So the commentator just shouting, "We've scored in Marseille," is like, we remember that as well as older Americans will remember the moon landings. You know, the most famous political speeches in your history. Like, this is as clear in our heads. And in the end, we eventually won the game.
Do you believe in miracles would be
Right.
an
Yes.
equivalent, the U.S. winning the gold. Yeah.
And in the end, we actually managed to win it. And we won it after getting a penalty from an American referee.
Yeah, Bessie Bahamas, one of the best. Great person, too.
Who spotted a shirt tug in the box that no one else saw. And again, I remember...
Wait, is that the call where Essie caught a lot of crap until the video came out a few days later?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
and
that's
again,
right. I remember that. Yeah.
And the commentators are just losing their minds because our head the guy who was commentating in the Norwegian game, his name is Arne Skeie. He was, as you would expect from a Norwegian, he was a famously level-headed guy, very studious with his facts and figures. And he just went nuts. Like, he just made so many weird factual errors. He misidentified the penalty taker. He said it was like he couldn't deal with the size of the occasion because it was so big. He said that this is the the most important kick of a ball in the history of the Norwegian Football Federation, which is a very strange thing to say in the context. He also said, I mean,
probably also true.
It is a Norwegian idiom. He said, as Kjetil Rekdal, the penalty taker, was stepping up to take the penalty, he said, "He is cold like a fish," which is a saying, by the way. That's a Norwegian idiom, cold like a fish. And
which he meant cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah.
Ice cold. Okay.
Cold like he's cold like a fish. Yeah. And then the penalty goes in, and they all lose their minds, and Norway collectively lose their minds. So someone later wrote an opera about it. An author and comedian wrote an entire opera alongside a composer, and this was put on, and it was a big success in Norway. Wow. And he made the point that if you're a tourist and you landed in Norway that day, you must have been very confused because you'll have arrived in Oslo and there's no one in the streets. Everything is quiet, because everyone's watching the game. And so you check into your hotel and you go to your room and then you go out left, and now suddenly everyone's dancing in the streets. You must think this is a strange country. Anyway, yeah, because we all went crazy. We were all running around. The co-commentator declared that he was going to eat hamburgers for the rest of his life in honor of the American referee who gave the penalty.
Who was Persian. But yeah.
Well, he was an American citizen.
Yeah.
And there were many calls for the Norwegians to kick the ball into the Mediterranean to take some time off the clock. And what I'm saying is this was this incredible moment. But the kicker is, after this, we achieved our footballing nirvana, beating Brazil. But in the next game, we never hear about this game. There's many books and documentaries and even an opera about this game that we won. But the next game we never talk about because we lost 1-0 to Italy in the round of 16. And we were so bad in this game. It was like Ghana against Colombia. We were sitting back, we were defending, and then we conceded a goal, and then we were still defending, and nothing happened, and it was just this most depressing game. And in the end, while we did have our glorious moment, we did have our moon landing, our foundational World Cup memory, we still didn't achieve anything. And this is something the players this year know. They all remember this. 3 guys on this team, their dads played in 94. The coach was there in 98. They're keenly aware that we've never done anything at a tournament. And this was the sort of weight of history, not just the 28 years of us not qualifying, but even the fact that we've never done anything at this level. They were battling that. So the wins against Senegal, the wins against Ivory Coast, you guys were not shocked that we won those games because we have good players. But for us, it's like, we've never done this. We've never been able to achieve this before. And it was just unbelievable for us. And then it's such an incredible quirk of fate that having finally broken this barrier, getting to a World Cup for the first time in 28 years, actually winning a knockout game for the first time ever, who do we face in the next game? Of course we face Brazil, because this is how these things always line up. So it's uncharted territory for us, but it's also a rematch and a repeat of what is the greatest sort of sporting moment in our entire country's history.
And you could go up a notch if you win this game.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be.
It would
it's hard to even we don't even
didn't
know
you tell me when we were at the game the other day that winning that game against the Japanese actually may have supplanted the 98 game?
Winning against Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast, yes.
There'll be a discussion about it. This might be a generational thing. I think for younger people, maybe it'll be better because we actually did win a knockout game. You could argue that that's bigger. I think emotionally and culturally, the impact of the Brazil win was probably greater. But that'll be.
But you can combine those two things.
I mean,
tomorrow.
if we beat Brazil now, that'll be nuts. We beating Brazil in New York now. It would be unbelievable.
By the way, that Brazil-Norway game in '98, Brazil made 0 substitutions.
It's true.
Crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, is that game on? No. So tomorrow we will be on before, so we'll do our predictions for both those games on tomorrow's show. Lars, your article is excellent. We've retweeted it over on our Twitter account. Everybody should go read it. Your narration of it here is wonderful, but reading the article is great, so thank you for doing that. We'll take our final break. We'll come back. We'll do a little USA talk, maybe play a little sticker war, and something else before we go. Next on World Cup Kick-Around. All right, well, France-Paraguay is about to kick off an incredibly hot Paraguay. What?
You didn't hear that?
I heard it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the theme.
Yeah, okay.
It's the song.
Gotta acknowledge.
Go USA.
All right.
But France is singing their national anthem as we speak. They don't look too sweaty and hot yet.
Wonder if they have any Dallas Cup alums in this game, because those guys would have played in these extreme conditions at some point in their youth career if they had, right?
Sure.
Do you have a big problem with guys getting heat stroke during the Dallas Cup?
No,
You know,
because
'cause
we
it's
play
spring.
in the spring.
It's the
So
spring.
it's not bad.
Well, they have more concerns about lightning strikes and
Yes, and wind.
and hailstorms.
Lots of wind.
Right, than anything else.
Yeah.
So we'll keep. This is our last segment, and then the games are going to kick off. So maybe something will happen while we're still on the air. Real quick, Monday night, 7:00 up in Seattle, Belgium versus the U.S. If you didn't know now, they're both wearing their away kits. We've already discussed this, but there's already a lot of consternation about it. But it is what it is. Everybody just deal with it. This game actually has a very nice kit matchup. The traditional France red, white, and blue shirt, white
One
shorts,
of my favorites.
red socks.
Yeah.
Paraguay going with the red and white
yeah.
vertical stripes. I
Is
dig
there
it.
some sort of secret kit chat room where all this consternation is taking place? You often say like a lot of people are upset.
No,
about
it's
this,
a person of one.
Yeah.
No, it's
the
not.
one right here.
I am not the only person that cares about this.
There are dozens of us.
There is
Okay.
now. There are some other in the round of 16 already lining up some absolute banger.
You know what
kit
I love
assignments
though?
coming up.
I love matches where both teams are wearing classic kits. Like
Yes.
this one today.
Yes, today.
Both are
This is
wearing their
great.
classic kits.
Yeah, and there are a few other ones coming up.
Yeah.
Canada choosing to wear black today, I think.
They're doing that a lot for some
Why?
reason. I don't know.
Why would you not wear your traditional red when you were given the option in a knockout game?
You know, the heat is absorbed with
They
the
were
wearing black.
inside.
Oh, okay.
Andy? And it's hot.
I don't know, man.
All right. So the game is Monday night. Obviously, Florian Balogun is not going to play in that. But I have to tip my hat to the young man because yesterday he was asked about all of this. These are kind of his first public comments about the red card and all of that. And he actually said, look, I thought it was a yellow card, but it is what it is. I just got to deal with it, etc. But then he went on to talk about this other part of it. And I was really, really impressed and blown away that he said this. He says, quote, there's been a lot of different emotions. I've been upset. I've been happy. It's been surreal, to be honest. But for me, it was just important to stay calm. I never wanted to react out of anger and emotion. There still is a lot of people we're trying to inspire. Little kids, boys, and girls are watching. We have to show them the correct way to handle things, even when you think it's unjust. So I felt I did that. I'm happy with the support. I'm just not receiving. I'm not just receiving, but the entire team. I think we're all looking forward to seeing what we can do against Belgium.
Yeah, it's great.
I just think that's that's
Fantastic.
way more mature than I've been
Yeah.
about the whole thing.
Yeah, let me pull up the Thomas Tuchel adversity quotes once again. See if
He
I
kept saying that it's something they have to deal with. What do you
I'm
want from him?
kidding, Lars. Come on.
Yes.
Kidding.
I just thought that was great. And as much as I obviously want the U.S. to win against Belgium and move on, I really want them to win just so Balogun can play.
Yeah, play again.
And,
Yeah.
and a game
Sure.
and really prove himself
Yeah.
and get that opportunity. Because if he had been a whiny baby about the whole thing or really put up a big fuss about it, it'd be different. But to put this level of maturity and say the thing he says about being inspirations to kids,
Yeah.
because that's, for me, out of this tournament, that's just one thing that has really struck me that I had never really pondered until the tournament started and started hearing from friends of mine, Gen X fathers.
Yeah.
I'm not a parent, but Gen X fathers that are like really into taking their kids to these World Cup games because they want them to have the same experience they got in the United States in '94. And I had never thought about that before. I just think that's really cool. So kudos to you, Florian. I thought that was a very good thing to do.
I guess he's going to have to sit in a suite because he can't be on the bench because he's serving
Yeah.
a suspension. Yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
You want to throw anything in there, Lars, about
Well,
that?
just asking, how do you feel about the replacements? I mean, the game's tomorrow. You got to start thinking about lineups and stuff. I mean, since I spent an entire segment talking about a game that took place in the 90s, that we didn't have time for a lot of Norway-Brazil chat on that side. But these two games are happening tomorrow.
Yeah. Are you asking about the Norway?
No, I'm asking about you guys. I mean, how do you feel? Well, that's actually not tomorrow.
That's on Monday.
Yeah, it's on
already
Monday.
since we're on Balogun.
Yeah, I'm curious if he throws out the Haji. Like I'm really curious if Pochettino's going to pull a fast one and throw two strikers out there like he did in the Australia game. Put Haji Wright and Pepe out there.
That would.
I'm not saying you would.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious if something like that is up he's got something up his sleeve.
So my thinking is he did that against Australia because he was expecting him to sit back all game, so you could have an extra forward in there because they weren't going to try to have possession anyway. So it'd be about breaking them down and finding opportunities. I think doing that against Belgium, where the key is winning the midfield battle, that would not be sensible.
Yeah, I'm going to assume it's going to be Ricardo, and that's who I hope it is. I was putting something together for Bob's deal the other day, and I went back and I cut a couple of clips from the one game that is really important to me from Ricardo Pepi, which was a very early game when he was playing for Dallas on a night way back when against New England. And it was really the coming out party for Ricardo Pepi, where he just absolutely skins on two different occasions New England's two center backs, who, by the way, at the particular time of this happening, were two of the better center backs in the league. And he was 17, 18 or something. And that was the night I was like, man, this kid is going to be a star. And, they ended up selling him for $20 million, and now he's playing at PSV. But he's just not quite yet done it for the U.S. as Balogun has. And if he gets a chance to start Monday night, this is the game he's been waiting for all his life, and man, it would be tremendous if he was able to score and help the team on to win.
Yep, and they'll have to tactically approach the game a little different, obviously, because the two players they have different styles. But for us locally, it's also a big deal because of how he came up through this through FC Dallas
and Weston.
Academy.
By the way, have you seen the very cool mural that they've put up in Little Elm about Weston?
No,
have you seen that whole story? Dude, some local artist has put the coolest mural up on a wall in Little Elm. Lars, Little Elm is a little community just north of here that Weston's from. It's really, really cool. I'll post that story as well. So with him, Chris Richards, the whole thing, it's a big deal for representing Dallas. So
I would think because when he did go to striker, it was Pepi and not Wright that started. That makes me think he's higher in the pecking order here.
He is, unless he sees Wright's unless he sees a tactical reason.
Who's the more aggressive presser off the ball of the two?
I think Pepi works hard off the ball.
So then I think Pepi
and
starts.
Pepi's more of a conduit and a connector more than Balogun.
Yeah.
So
because the key to the Belgians is that you can't let Tielemans and De Bruyne dictate things in midfield. You have to win the physical battle, or at least make it uncomfortable for Belgium. Because this is like in the game that was the big reason they were so suddenly really good against New Zealand, is that New Zealand were letting them move the ball around and were letting them play. And if you let them do that, you're in big, big trouble. So you have to be really sharp, aggressive, combative in midfield and stop them from playing.
Tomorrow, in the middle of the show, Jeff Carlisle from ESPN is going to be checking in from his coverage of the team. He's been with the team, embedded with the team, and he's been doing some great work for ESPN. And so we'll hear from him tomorrow and get an update. I think we're actually going to hear from him not long before he actually goes to Poach's press conference, which is later on in the afternoon.
Show tomorrow's 12 to 2, correct?
Show tomorrow is from 12 to 2. Before we go, this will be the rubber match of the great sticker war of July 4th. Now, this is the packs of stickers that I bought, and Andy gets a pack, I get a pack, and every pack there's 7 stickers. We each pick what we think is the best sticker of that pack, and then we anonymously hand them to Lars as the judge, and he decides which of the two is the better card.
And if I may lobby, that is not just about just raw talent. It's the story surrounding that player.
Is it as a person I like? You've been hanging out with me a lot now. We watched a lot of soccer together.
I gave him Rabiot in the last one.
Yeah.
He clearly does not like
Rabiot. Out of there.
Even though Lars admits he was the better player of the two cards.
But he's annoying.
So I won the first one. Andy won the second one. This is the rubber match.
I'm pulling the first one now. You got a Norwegian. You got Leo Østigard. It's the second one's going to have to be very strong for that. It's Leo Østigard, who's he's a fun player. I'm not sure we have time to talk about Leo Østigard. He's a very combative center half who makes a lot of errors, but good player. Secondly is Orlando Hill as the goalkeeper for Paraguay. Like, that's a strong pull because he has a fun story and all that. And he was very, very good. And he's playing right now.
Yeah.
He's playing now. The penalty kick save. His backstory.
Yeah.
You know his backstory.
That's as well as you could have done.
But he's not Norwegian.
He's not Norwegian. It's Leo Østigard. Leo Østigard has it.
Okay.
I'm the winner today.
I'm not saying every single member of the Norwegian squad. would win necessarily, but
And for winning 2-1, I get
He
all
scored.
of the stickers.
he
from
even
all
scored
the
against
packs of
Iraq. He's got a
cards.
goal in the tournament.
You might be like, you might win everything today because we still have, the quiz, and I know that you're going to get this one right.
Yes. Now it is time for the answer to Andy's daily World Cup quiz question.
Canada failed to advance to the quarterfinals with their loss today. Mexico has a chance tomorrow, and the U.S. again on Monday to advance a team from CONCACAF into the quarterfinals. Name the last team from CONCACAF to advance to the quarterfinals of a modern World Cup, let's say starting in 1950 forward. Lars!
I don't know.
This is such a trick question. I know it is because I think I know the answer to the question, but I'm trying to search my head. Did another CONCACAF nation do it
Lars,
after the U.S. did in
Don't.
Okay, sorry.
Lars.
Okay, so the U.S.
U.S.
Yeah,
02?
sure. Because Mexico have had this problem getting to the next game.
Hold on, Andy. Quit pushing me. I know there's a... Did Panama or Costa Rica?
Okay.
Yeah, there's another CONCACAF nation.
Costa Rica in Brazil. They went far.
Okay, so team effort, and you guys are
got there in
just
the
going to
end.
go team effort?
I can't remember.
I wanna look it up now.
No, don't look it up. Don't cheat.
Okay, hey, give me the horn. Give me the horn. Like,
Costa
time's up, buzzer,
Costa
please.
Rica in 2014.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go with the original one. I will
It's the
say
Brian Rees, Celso Borges.
It's Costa Rica
I was gonna say-
2014,
okay.
but
Thank you, Peter.
that was a fail. The buzzer went off.
Yeah, no
you guys
one
took too
gets the
long.
points. No
You
one
guys
gets the points.
collaborated. No,
Yeah,
thank
we
you.
can't have
Yeah. No, Peter,
But what a fun team that was.
it was a fun team. They
Yeah.
lost in PKs.
Keylor Navas in goal.
Keylor Navas, but
Celso
they lost
Borges,
in
who
PKs,
played in Norway?
Yes, to the Dutch. In
Brian
the
Ruiz.
Peter.
I should have known that, but I was so stuck on the U.S. because we've been talking about the U.S. I had
know.
forgotten. But then
That's how the
suddenly,
quiz question
Ticos.
works.
but then it suddenly dawned on me. Wait, it's an Andy quiz question. It can't possibly be that simple. And I began
it's
to
Los Ticos.
dig in my
Lars,
archives.
well done. You were influenced at
Thank
first
you.
to say U.S.
Lars, I will
but-
give you that point. You're winning
No,
3-2.
I'm not having that.
No, because
The
it was you
quiz
mentioning
master is
Costa
right. There was
Rica
too
that
many
opened up his
shenanigans
mind.
there.
Yeah. All right.
You have to have rules and order.
Thank you, Mr.
Which
Norwegian.
Peter made fun of me for the other day, wanting rules and order.
Black and white, Peter. Black and white. Life is not gray.
I've never made fun of you, Lars.
It seems something like
What a day. Another fun day. Hey, believe it or not, it's still donuts 4 minutes into the game.
And no one's had heat stroke yet, which
And
is a win.
nobody's passed out. We'll be back, as Andy said, tomorrow for a Sunday episode of World Cup Kick Around at noon. So don't miss it. It'll be great. Thanks to Carter for running the board and Dixon for doing the producing. P1s, we'll speak to you tomorrow on The Ticket.